Bitch, I don't know who at the top, cause all I know is I got next. I played the corner on the steps, fought through the wall just like a vet. Dead niggas play about my name, one call we on you niggas next. Fuck all the talk, that's not a flex. Watch how you poking out your chest, bitch, all I want is my respect. Ain't come to play, this not a game, it ain't no reps. These niggas pawns, one move you're gone, get clocked, we aiming at your chest. All for the check across the board, my city king, me one the best. That's off respect, I took my hand and dealt my way down to the deck. That's on the set, these niggas pissed, I made a lane up out of the trench, still with the best. And rookies still ain't make they way up off of the bench, dealt with the pressure. I deserve the Hall of Fame and nothing less. Don't wanna kick it, I've been on the ball, y'all playing on the net. Keep it a stack, you not the player that you claim you is. In the field so long, been through enough to know the game we in. Call a spade, won't take a L because we came to win. Real gon' recognize real and you looking like a fire in my veins from all that hate, so now I'm mad now. Money over beef, my definition of a cash cow. Paper over plastic, that's what got me in my bag now. Said paper over plastic, that's what got me in my... Bitch, I don't know who at the top, cause all I know is I got next. I played the corner on the steps, fuck through the wall just like a vet. Dead niggas play about my name, one call we on you niggas next. Fuck all the talk, this not a flex. Watch how you poking out your chest, bitch, all I want is my respect.
It's Freaky Friday, I wanna live my lifestyle. Check me out, I'm laying up these bitches lights out. I'm direct with what I say, you gon' hear it anyway. Deposit your 2 cents, you still ain't getting paid. I'm just a good girl with real nigga tendencies. Popping like Serena, I can show you what a tennis, please. Rather get some money, I don't wanna be an enemy. Assassinating all the complex.
Hey,
what's up, you guys?
We're back in New Dia. Inside this time. Last week was obviously a special episode. We're outside. This is gonna be more like our permanent setup here. I'm Dallas. This is the podcast. This is Naughty. She got a haircut.
Nah, fuck that. So that's Naughty. She bleached her skin. Nah, fuck that. No, shout out to Naughty. She couldn't make it today.
Naughty's
You know what I'm
injured.
saying?
She's injured.
Yeah. Shout out to Naughty. She's cooling though. She's coming back next week.
Yeah,
Wishing her good health.
she almost made it tonight. But hello, Naughty, if you're watching. Hope your back feels better.
Naughty. Dude.
I hope it wasn't a guy that did that to you.
Nah, I said relax before you said it. Relax. So.
But we got the whole squad in the house. We got Lone over there. We got Jimmy.
Thanks for joining in.
We got Aaron chilling with us tonight. We got special guests who just heard a brand new song that we literally made last night. We just shot that video downstairs in New Dia in front of the video wall. C's.
What's going on?
AKA the MCC. Right? AKA, what's the other one? Third or something? Third? Right, where's third come from? What's that?
It's the third letter
of the alphabet. Oh, C. Okay. All right, so you just talk about the letter C.
Makes sense?
It makes sense. Third.
Nah, I don't know. We're drinking some of this product here tonight from New. Can I get some of that lemonade?
Yeah, they got this
lemonade.
Cannabis company water. This shit is fire.
Yeah, we got all type of products. We got these cookies, running jewels. If you haven't been to the store, you need to be here. This place is crazy.
So you know where Fenway Park is? That's where it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's basically where it is. That's all you need to know. And you will find it. If you don't find it, you're wild. It's next to Castle Wagon and shit. And we got, and as you see, New Dia. Bienvenido. You know what I'm saying?
That's delicious. That's delicious. Got some lemonade?
Yeah, I'm 6. I think it's important to talk about how he managed to get a dispensary of this caliber right next to fucking Fenway Park.
No, I can't.
This location's
Like,
crazy.
that's crazy.
Yeah, so this used to be a Gold's Gym. That's why it's so like huge downstairs.
Yeah.
And it's kind of crazy how they let us utilize the top, and then like the bottom is just like you go down there and it's a whole different experience. You know, they have the basketball thing.
Yeah.
That's
That's the first thing I hit.
That's a superstore.
Y'all must make sure y'all come down here. This shit is fucking super dope.
Yeah.
Super dope.
Get your $60 ounce of shake if you're on a budget.
Hell yeah.
Get
They
your
got
fucking your fine
Stop.
wines here.
Stop smoking Reggie. Just stop doing it. Yo, like it's not worth it, people.
It's
Like,
just,
yo,
I mean, it's not just as good, but it's good enough.
Hey, yo, what do you
I like
find
mine.
Reggie now?
Like, I don't know, bro.
Not
You can
a
say
fan.
missing. You feel me?
Revere.
Like,
I thought you were calling my $60 ounces, Reggie.
Nah.
Okay.
I'm not talking about that. I said people need to stop and come on by.
Yes. Come by, shoot some hoops.
It's
good.
$60
It's gonna be stay close.
Yeah, that's a little crazy. That's
can't
wild.
be $60.
Yeah, and it's good too. I smoked it.
It's
It's
fun.
good as hell.
Yeah, it's fun. No, this place is crazy. It's gonna be really crazy once they start allowing consumption in here. You know, like 'cause they're working on a license where you can ingest, so like take edibles and drinks and shit like that. And then at some point, they're hoping to be the first place in the area where you can smoke inside.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, that's just we were just talking about that before the podcast because you called it the podcast before the podcast. Right. It was just like it's just like when like the same way you go into a bar and try the liquor out you like.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like exactly.
Yeah.
I wonder how they would pass that. Just because like there's so many things that you can smoke out of. So like how would they?
Yeah.
Because people can't be just smoking blunts
No,
inside.
You know what's gonna be annoying? Probably when they do pass that rule, you still won't be allowed to smoke blunts.
Exactly.
You know,
That's
it's
right.
like
Exactly.
weird
So
tobacco
yeah,
thing.
'cause it's tobacco.
So free the blunt. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
Except for me, you're out
Free
with
tobacco for sure.
Free the blunt.
1,000%.
So you a blunt guy, a joint guy, spliff?
Good question.
Probably blunts and spliffs.
Yeah.
I mean, blunts and spliffs.
Pronto.
I fuck with the Pronto.
Yeah, for sure.
Sometimes I'll grab a raw.
What did you start with though?
That's a good question. Probably like most of us, the Dutch. Feel what I'm saying?
Gangs.
Nah,
That happens a lot.
Gangs.
Yeah, great games.
You said
That's
games,
what we
bro.
want.
Yo,
Nah,
Dutches
yo,
and games were $1. They used to be $1.
Yo, when people be like, y'all got games, I'd be like, bro, don't play with me.
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that you said game first and didn't say cigarillos kind of tells me your age.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about cigarillos. I just say game when I went. I was like, I mean, we're talking about when I was 14, 15. You know what I mean? I smoke grabba now, so. But yeah, definitely
Grabba
games
guy.
and stories. Yeah, I'm a
I
grabba
like grabba. I usually end up like putting too much though, and I feel like I'm about to pass out.
Well, I smoke pronto, but like if I have scraps, like I just break that shit up, put it in there. It actually kind of smokes a little better. I ain't gonna lie.
Bust up the dry
Then
fruit,
the
though.
strip, yeah. The strip pronto is nice. It smokes like rich, but yeah, the grabba just hits different, bro. It just hits different. I don't know. Yeah.
I like straight blunt Fronto rap.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that too. No paper? Hell yeah.
Gotta make sure they're good enough Fontos though.
Yeah.
Stop selling bullshit Fontos.
I used to think that was the
That's
mold.
manufacturer.
Is the mold like really bad to smoke?
Don't
The
be
white
doing
shit?
that.
Yeah,
You
you wanna.
shouldn't.
Nah, you
Don't
wanna
do
shoot
that.
that shit.
I don't even use the white part.
You ever see moldy bread and be
That's
like,
smart.
word, that was good.
I got a Fronto the other day that it was like all like a little bit white, and I couldn't tell if it was dry or like all
Yeah.
moldy.
If it's
yeah,
white,
it's white,
if
yeah.
it's any kind of
It was like just like dusty. It was definitely dry.
Yeah, it could have been ashy. Yeah, but
It's
it's
still-
still, yeah, it could have been ashy. A little water on there or something.
Bro, yo, those people who get obsessed with the Fronto too, they'll give it baths and shit and fucking dry it.
I do that. No. Listen. No. You can call me extra, but I swear to God, if I buy a $7, $8 pack of Frontos and them shits came dry, I'm giving it a whole bath, putting it in the sink, and then after that, I'm roasting it. I put it in the oven for like 2 minutes, let it like.
My nigga made a whole cake to smoke, bro. That's what's wild about it. Like, yo.
All I heard was talking about $7, $8 for a pack of Fontos.
Yo, man, yo, that shit
It's a double pack. It's a double pack.
Bro,
It's not bad.
when homies was like, yo, you need to boil your Fronto, your backwood and shit like that, I'm like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, if you gotta do anything extra,
And
tap
shout
me.
out to them, because they all Dominican branded too.
Yeah,
And that's my people's. But don't give me ashy Frontos and backwards. Don't do that. That's nasty. They should know better. You know, the people who make rice and beans should know better.
They need to start putting humidifier packs in the house.
I do. I'm doing it right now. No, he said, I gotta talk to my people.
Oh yeah.
You make the backwards in the front? Yeah, bro.
You need to give us some Spanish.
We're sorry. I apologize.
All right, so C's, I want to get the promotion shit out of the way. Make sure people know where to find you. What's your Instagram first of all?
THE_CEZ. That's the MC_Cs.
Okay, got that. And on streaming platforms, what's the name?
You can type in C's. Type in
CEZ.
Yep, CEZ.
All right,
Straight off.
that's pretty good for SEO. That's not a very common word.
No.
You know, you see people with the name like Phantom or some shit like that, and you try to look them up on Spotify and like forget it. You know?
Yeah, right.
Who's the person who like gave you that? Do you remember?
Truth be told, I kind of assumed it for myself, but one of the homies started calling me that, like,
So you-
for real.
Right.
You're from Brockton, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
He's not K Bergen, by the way.
No,
Ass.
I'm not.
That's what
Yeah, you got it out
to
the way.
Swayze, though.
Yeah, shout out to the
What?
Swayze.
I know you just dropped the video, right?
Yep, I just dropped Hard Headed with Simba and Talia. Not too long ago, that shit's running up on YouTube right now. Produced by Showtime, Home Beats, shot by Tunnel Vision. You feel what I'm saying?
You said Hum Beats on it?
Your boy Tom Vision.
Home Beats produced the beat.
Okay.
Yeah, song's fire. I was checking it out earlier.
Hum Beats a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah, Home Beats
Gets
is
around.
Home Beats is different when it comes to producers out here. You feel what I'm saying? He's
Yeah,
definitely
he's
set
got
himself apart.
Yeah, sure. Former guest, shout out Home Beats.
Yeah, level up always. You feel me?
Yeah. Dude, so we're in a weed store. Something we like to ask people is like, do you remember like the first time you really got high?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
What happened?
It was, I want to say like my 11th to 12th birthday, man. My uncle used to live with me. My uncle used to live with me. And my mother had left the house to go grab a cake for my birthday. While she was gone, he comes to the room. He's like, little nigga, you ever smoked weed before? I'm like, nah. You gonna smoke today. Bro, you
It's supposed to be like good. You shouldn't smoke yet.
Hey, listen, man, I grew up around some bad influences.
Bro, you gotta hit the waist.
No, I started smoking around that same age, bro, for real.
But nah, I mean, sat me down, showed me how to roll a paper, smoked it. When we was done, he was like, look, you go in your room, you lay down, you go to sleep, you don't never talk about this to your mom.
Did you get to enjoy yourself?
Sorry, ma. Nah.
Playing with toys and shit?
That shit was a trip. I remember that shit. The first couple times that I got high, I was smacked.
Now, did you like start smoking regularly at that age, or did you just smoke then and you put it down for a while?
Honestly, after that first, I probably didn't smoke for like another couple months. And then, you know, being outside and shit, getting around the guys that all smoking and shit, I ended up, it was like every other day type shit. Like, I started off, because I was already smoking cigarettes. I know it's horrible. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Don't do that.
Like, bro, I was wilding as a kid. You feel what I'm saying? So it was started to be like every other day thing, whenever I could, whatever.
Yo, just remember, bro, you could also drink your shit too. You know what I mean? It's like,
Save the lungs. Hey, 2023, save the
I'm
lungs.
starting to worry about, like, I feel like I gotta quit lungs at some point here. Like, my father died of lung cancer just a few years ago.
It's health cancer, though.
Weed,
No, I'm just creating excuses, bro. Weed is not good.
It's gotta be like the worst thing possible.
yeah, but
Yeah,
the
no,
thing is,
all
we're
the
not-
time you
the
can't
thing
do
is,
it.
we're not doctors though, so it's cool. Like,
He was a doctor. You saying that?
Nah,
It was his fault.
no,
That's fucked up, bro.
I forgot. I'm not gonna lie. I don't remember that. That was not.
No, it was his fault. He smoked for a long time.
No,
But he had quit. That was the sad part.
man. But anyways, yo, so where can people find? You got merch or something like that too, bro?
I mean, right now I don't have anything on online streaming. I mean, online distribution and everything. But yeah, merch streaming.
You should merch stream. That's smart.
But nah, I do have, you know, physical shirts that people could buy. Usually I'll crack them out at shows, or people will hit me up for a shirt and I'll deliver it to you personally, you know what I'm saying?
Oh shit, that is a dope
Nah,
ass.
hell yeah.
I'm gonna excel. You got something. There must be a car or something like that, right? I'm just.
Got you.
We're working on some shirts for guests, so I owe you a shirt.
Yo,
But,
that's a good.
Yeah, don't be one to wait to it.
Yo, so alone actually outside of here, some dude was like, yo, you got the outfit of the day, right?
Oh
Something
my
like that.
god, earlier today, bro, before we started the podcast,
Wait, what's his name?
shout out to,
It's a weird name.
I have to look it up because I don't want to
You
mispronounce it.
forgot the name.
Mongoose, something, the Recluse
The Recluse Mongoose?
Mongoose, I'm pretty sure. Hold on.
my other name.
Yeah, the Recluse Mongoose, bro.
He got that one.
He got that one. And so I'm over there getting,
What kind of username?
I was eating a sausage, bro, at the sausage
Pause.
place, alright? It was,
Hey,
Not like
big
there's
boy
anything wrong with that,
ain't
bro.
nothing wrong with
Some
what
things
you
are
said.
just food. We don't have to
Exactly,
pause it.
exactly. So I was at the sausage stand. This guy comes up to me, yelling on live Instagram.
It's crazy.
He's on Instagram live yelling, "Outfit of the day, right here, outfit of the day." Bro, who is this guy talking to? He starts walking up to me and filming me. I'm like, bro, Yeah, I don't even know what to do at this point. I'm just playing the part. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Video mode.
Yeah, he was pretty cool though. He came through and showed some love too.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Hopefully
Shout
he'll
out
come
to
back around.
who's
He's a good
on
character for the show.
Yeah, he was really funny, dude. He had a good energy about him, bro. I just like people like that. You know what I mean? I guess I attract people like that, but I'm attracted to people like that too.
It's a thin line, dude. Like people like that, because they go from like fun to obnoxious real fast.
1000%.
You know, like you gotta gauge it for a second. You're like, this guy's fun, and then like sometimes you realize, well, this person's a psycho.
Yeah, he's a little-
Now they won't shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, 1000. I think there's you can decipher that pretty easily though. If, like,
Yeah, you figure out.
yeah.
That happens a lot.
Yeah, that's why you can't tell them everything. You just gotta be like, yeah, you can come along for the ride, but you can't teach you how to drive.
Those Jesus guys in the corner that fucking won't stop. All this shit.
If you've been on the MBTA, you'll
see a lot of those, yeah.
You'll see all sorts of people.
Oh, yeah, I see them.
That's why you're like, call it Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Ubers a lot better than MBTA.
You like Ubers a lot better than the MBTA.
Yeah, don't you?
He's from Denham, dude.
I mean, I've been in a lot of different Ubers. You know what I mean? Also, I remember. You guys remember when Ubers used to pick up like multiple people at the
That
same
was fun,
time?
dude.
I hated that shit.
Yeah, but it's like a lottery. You can pick a
I
couple
got
chicks.
so. Let me tell you a story, bro. I got into an Uber with like my high school bully, bro. And like I was getting like this is when at the time when Ubers was doing this, right? And like
So did you get in or he got in?
like he was already in the car.
And you said
And
you
the
got in
Uber
the
was
car.
picking me up, and like it was a multi-ride shit, right?
And you're high
And
school
like not only does this guy now know where I live, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the car with him. You know what I'm saying? I have all my drugs on me. I'm just like, damn. And like, I'm not like scared of him or nothing. I'm just like, this is mad fucking awkward, bro. So
Did he acknowledge you? Like, hey, what's up?
Not at all. I don't even think he
How
recognized
much
me,
of a
bro.
bully? Is it like a fun bully where you
No, bro.
or he's like really
Nah, bro. This guy was like the reason I got kicked off the football team. Like that time. He kind of like fucked up my whole life.
Yo, hold on.
Wow.
Say the wasted button. It's that one.
Yeah.
Wasted. I don't know if that was loud enough, but yeah. That was sucks. Yeah, so I figured out where he lives, though. That's the kind of the conclusion of the story.
So now you know where he lives.
I know where he lives. He got out of the car. He didn't recognize me.
It's like, where y'all leaving now?
Yeah. No, it was just a really.
You got a fucking message. You start stealing his
Nah,
package.
It was serious, bro. Yeah, that's fucked up, dude.
Yeah,
I believe in karma, though, bro. Karma got him.
Podcast.
Yeah, I know, right? He's in here. Yo, Ted, I just want to see. Nah, just kidding.
Said it's normal to see.
Yeah, right?
You not promote violence. But
That's weed.
Nah, I like to share Ubers, man. That shit was fun.
Yeah.
yo, so what got you to make music though?
My whole family was into music, bro. My whole family, like, my father did his
Do you
shit
make
with
music?
church. Nah, I tried that shit once. Couldn't do it.
Right.
Couldn't do it, bro. I got so much respect for producers, bro, because I could not make a beat to save my life. But
I can't rap. Well, actually, I can rap a little bit. But
Dallas
I like
got
you.
balls.
I like you.
Dallas got balls. Y'all want to hear him.
I've never heard Dallas rap. I've heard Dallas play drums before. He's fucking
Put
nasty.
Dallas on the drum. Watch.
I'm too old and too white to be rapping.
But nah, I
Bro, come on, man.
You now,
yo,
look at Eminem, bro. He's
you
older
can
than
go on
us.
tour, bro.
And he's really good.
Yeah.
You can go on tour and get all the old ladies though. Yo, they'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah, man.
Two of the Cougar lounges and
Yeah,
shit.
bro.
That could
Why
work.
the fuck not?
Maybe so.
1000%, bro.
Maybe so.
You just go
You're
to
in
all
a
the
free
rock
America.
shows. All the rock shows. You
think
wear a
you
Metallica
gonna
shirt and a trucker hat. You
You
got all
gonna
the
find
hoes.
fucking.
You already.
I'm ready to go.
He rocking it.
Gonna find Dallas and that.
That's
That's
it.
it. That's the way. That's the way.
I'm gonna start writing tomorrow.
Yeah, there you go.
Should I use my own beats or should I like use
Nah,
other people's
you gotta
beats?
use your own beats.
Yeah? That's cool.
Oh, you
All
want
right.
to
Got
go?
to.
You gotta do it all. That's
Yeah, because
what
that's
they-
how you
what they
promote.
do now.
Yeah, he's
I
like,
feel like that, you
oh,
know,
that beat's so fire. I made it beat.
Right.
Right.
Oh, the
that
lyrics are
person's
cool
so
Bro,
too.
but listen,
I did that too. Yeah, exactly.
Yo, this video was I shot
Yeah,
that too.
me too. Yeah.
Go crazy.
You know what? Actually, let's talk about that because I know a lot of artists that it's funny because I saw this online somewhere. Somebody said, don't you feel shame, you know what I mean, like to like self-promote? Like, isn't it a shameful act to like be out there like promoting yourself, basically pushing yourself to every extent and not being a team player and hiring someone to do it professionally in their own, you know?
I mean, you gotta do it at first, right?
Right.
You don't
Yeah.
have money to pay anybody.
1000%. Exactly.
But not for nothing. It's like, why should it be shameful if it's something that you believe in, and you know, who else is gonna push you like you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
exactly.
and
Like that's how I've always thought about
Hell
it.
yeah,
but
bro.
not for nothing to play to that
Devil's
point.
advocate, yeah.
Like there is a side of it where when you're just starting out, it's like, damn, am I being annoying?
Yeah.
Am I? Is this good enough for me to promote?
Right.
Are people just liking it for the fact that I'm doing something? It's
Right.
like you never really know what it is until you like push the meter
Right.
and really start digging into promoting yourself.
The counter to that would be like if you're really good and there's something there, you don't really have to push it. That's the thing is like obviously people need to hear it, right? But like if people follow you on Instagram, bro, you know what I mean? You shouldn't really be like begging people to get your attention, you know what I mean? And to a certain extent, because it's like they already support you in that matter. It's just you're not doing your job to push it in front of their faces
sure
enough
it's there.
without being
To
annoying
grab
in
their
a way.
attention.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
exactly.
I think what people need to remember is that creativity and creation is a generous act, right? Like you're making something for everybody.
Right.
Whether they like it or not is up to them, but like it's generous. And then as far as social media and selling yourself, I do think that people need to be careful of the balance, which is the balance in any sales scenario of like giving and asking,
Right.
right? Like if all you ever post is new song, please go listen, stream my shit, watch my video. You're continuously asking for people to do something.
Yeah.
And then you become a
exactly.
burden to them.
Exactly.
Yo,
If
yo,
you just post your shit and like put up cool content that people
How-tos,
like give them enjoyment,
tutorials, yeah,
or
whatever.
like you do mad good shit. Your social media is crazy, bro. If you give them good content, then you become a value in their life. And then when you ask them to do something, you've built up that goodwill, and they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go stream his shit because it makes me happy for 5 seconds every day.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely.
If everything that you're doing is a call to action, people are gonna, start looking at it like, well, damn. Every
They
time
have
I
to.
see a post, you have to, and
Exactly,
it gets
yeah,
annoying.
Yeah.
I think that's where it's like the line you go past where it's like, all right, this is kind of shameful.
Yeah.
Because you're reaching too much.
Yeah, I feel like that's how you build real fans. Like that's who you can tell is like if like somebody's going out of their way to push you, you know what I mean? That's when you're like, okay, that's somebody I have to
Pay
add
attention
on
to.
my email list.
Yeah,
And every time I
yeah.
drop, I need to, I gotta push it to them because they need to know. They
Right.
want to know. You know what I'm saying? So
And that's why it's important to pay attention to what your demographic is, which is, your audience, your general audience, because those are the people that are gonna buy tickets, buy merch, buy beats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you got to get those people that are gonna repeatedly be like, yeah, you did that for me, bro.
Right.
So I'm gonna support you and I fuck with you for real. Because like you got to respect the brand name. But you got to be in people's faces too. Because like think about Nike, bro. Yo, when you say like, yo, you got a sneaker collection, people gonna ask you about Jordans and Nikes, bro. Most of the time, Adidas, Yeezys, and shit, because their names is up there.
Right.
And you got to repeat that. Like, we was talking about Mac Miller, Tyler, Creator. People with like cult like followings. Right before the podcast, we was just talking about that.
yeah.
Like, you get that core that's always gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna make sure I go to your show. I'm gonna make sure I buy your clothes. I'm gonna make sure I buy you. Yo, we was just talking about Burner. He does the same thing. He got the weed. He got the clothing, and he does the same. He's like, yo, y'all fuck with me. Cookies is my brand. Buy a hoodie, $90. They be fresh as fuck though.
yeah, that's so true though.
But
That
you
should
got to
be-
make sure you got a good product too, and make sure you're consistent with it too. Because the people that fall in love with you, they can't go to your page and be like, "Bro, you got 2 songs." You know what I'm saying?
And I think also, like, on that note, artists need to try to find ways to allow fans to directly support them.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I think we're getting into a world now where,
Yeah.
like, you streaming shit is almost, like, you make some money off it, but, like, it's almost more like an advertisement to the rest of your world.
Yeah, this is a idea. This was a theory that I forgot exactly who said it, but they were talking about it on another podcast, My Audio Nerds. Shout out
that's a
to
great show, yeah.
shout out to Help Me Devon, bro, because every engineer should go listen to
You know,
Help
I
Me Devon
talked to him
for
on
sure.
DMs one time. He DM'd me because
Really?
I commented on his shit, and he liked my comment. He was like, "Yo, thank you for that comment." I was
Oh.
like, "Dude, you're writing me right now. This is
He's
fucking
great,
crazy,
right?
bro."
That's crazy.
Yeah,
That's I would that.
We
that's
gotta get him
awesome
on this
story.
show if he ever comes to
Yeah, that's a
Boston.
great story.
That'd be sick, right?
But they were talking on there how it's just so the musician, the modern musician, right? Back in the days, music was just made, sold on vinyl. You listened to it. You kind of only experienced it one way. Well, 2 ways because you saw them live too, right?
Yeah.
But now it's more of like, to be a musician, you have to have the roadmap, right? The visual, the video, the dance moves, this and that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The kind of like a good example I use is The Weeknd. The Weeknd was pop R&B singer, bro. You know what I
His
mean?
fans are crazy.
Before, yeah, and if
His
you
fans
listen to
are-
him when he was
in a
like
good way.
homeless, bro, like he was making like not dark R&B, but it was like pop R&B, like real good stuff, right? And then all of a sudden he signed with, or not signed, but you know, the XO era, you know, when he had the big dreads and stuff. He created this vision, bro, a story. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Starboy. It's kind of like a comic book. You have to bring your audience with you on
Yeah.
this experience, and you can't make it like it has like a stop. You know what I'm saying? It has to be like Marvel, where it's like it's always gonna keep going. You know? Absolutely.
Because
I
that should be generational. We was talking about like those bands that are on tour for the same song, same album from 30, 40 years ago, because it's 2023. They'd be like, I made this in 1979, dog. And they buying all the shirts.
yeah.
All the shirts.
I think.
Yeah,
I think that's actually something that like artists in this area should band together and try to do more of, is to create like a whole universe of
Yeah.
characters, right? Because like
1000%.
fans can latch onto that. You know, everybody. I mean, it's definitely changing. Like people are collabing a lot more, but like I feel like historically, at least, people were, you know, the crabs in the barrel mentality here, right?
Absolutely.
So like,
Yeah.
I think the more that people can come together and do cool shit, especially on social media that shows personality, day to day in their life and shit like that. You know, people will really get into that.
yeah, we was, for real, because people fall in love with you first, and then everything else you bring.
Comes with it, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean? So if
Exactly,
they be
yeah.
like, dog, there's somebody I could follow. We was talking about you got to be vlogging, talking about, yo, this is, you know?
Right.
Yeah. You
This
know
is
what?
me.
I've heard that before, like being, you know, and I'm pretty sure that you have too if you don't do this, but like somebody told me, let people into your personal life. I've never been that kind of person.
Yeah.
Too, bro.
But
Yeah.
with social media, it's like they kind of want to see how you live outside of just being in the studio. Because most of what you'll see on my social media is drops and shows and me in the studio and
Right.
you know things like that. Like people know I got a daughter, but I don't like broadcasting.
Oh, no,
You
yeah.
feel what I'm
No,
saying? People
yeah.
know that I got.
don't have to,
so
bro.
whatever. So, but that's the thing that people
Privacy
eat
is a
up.
luxury,
It is.
and when you
It really
sell
is.
it, you can definitely monetize off of it. With, yeah.
But I feel
YouTube
like
is crazy.
I feel like the modern day fan kind of almost feels like they're entitled to that. You feel what I'm saying? Because you see these bigger artists and you see their life. You feel me? You see who they're dating. You know who their kids are and this, that, and the third. So it kind of
They adjusted to that though. I feel like
they are, but we're not really talking about the artist. We're talking about the consumer.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
that.
And I feel
I
like
feel that.
consumers are so. They've been given so much with reality shows and you know artists that do give their privacy up. That now they feel like any artist that comes out should do the same thing. You
right.
feel me?
Yeah.
I mean, it's I don't know if they even
That's-
feel like they should. They just want it, you know, like
Yeah.
because I think there's so much good music out now that like people need some more something more to latch onto.
Yeah.
You know,
In
get
addition
into.
to the what C's was saying, I feel like it does take a certain type of like psychology to differentiate the two, the art and the artist, right? Like, you know, we can look at like Picasso, Michelangelo, even like Kanye West. Like people like these, like they're like out insane, like out of their minds, like to the norm, right? Like the way they speak, the way they like create ideas, right? Some people would say they're a genius, right? And then you look at their art and it moves you. You know what I'm saying? It gives you something that the artist can't. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's kind of cool to differentiate that. I learned that learning actually growing up, listening to artists that I heard in interviews, bro, and I just was like, I don't even really like listening to you talk. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, and vice versa, where it's like I like the person, but I just like their art doesn't hit me. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Oh, bro, so like when you do drops, do you have like themes to it you like? Or do you have like a series that people like? Because some people, they make albums and tapes and shit, and they'll have like, this is about a story and like a narrative from like, you know, from how it started to now and shit.
So I have done that. I actually did that in two different ways on my last two projects. For Product of the Pain, I went back to, you know, where I grew up at, where it all started at, where my uncle took me and smoked for the first time at. You feel what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
that's okay.
And went through and, you know, did stories on the block and posted them in segments and all of that. Second time around, I did, you know, kind of like the more interactive, funny kind of drops. Like, I really do just based off of what the project feels, what the song feels. You know, if it's serious, I'm going to be serious in the drop. If it's more lighthearted, I'm going to, you know, tailor it to that. Sure, for sure.
So, Are you on tour or anything, performing? Like, how does that go for you? Like, do you perform a lot in Brockton?
I perform a lot. I perform a lot everywhere. You know, I started.
Just saw him in Providence, isn't it?
Yep, I just had a Seasoned Friends event out in Providence at Mango's Lounge. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my man Dallas Rose for coming through.
Show was dope, dude. Fucking, I never felt more like a cop than after that show.
Yo, you have mad.
Yo.
We told you about your cop face, bro. It's okay.
I was with my boy Andrew,
was going
who
with it.
everybody always thinks is a cop when he comes to the party.
Yeah, Andrew definitely looks like a cop.
So,
yo, like a yeah.
So we're chilling, right? And you know,
He's not a cop.
the show's over, nice ending. I started talking to one of the bottle girls, get a number. We're like, oh yeah, smoke all this shit. And then so we go outside, and then they told us about an after party. And so we're gonna go to the after party. So I hop in the car, and we go to the address. It was like whatever, India Street. Go to the address. There's nobody around. So we're just like driving around all slow. We park a little bit.
You're wildin',
like,
bro.
Straight up staking out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we did that like 3 more times in 3 other spots because I was trying to meet with this chick. And then like, you know, eventually she's like, oh, I know where the party is. And we go back, and it was the same fucking spot, but now there was like mad people there. Yeah. We walk inside. Weird. And everybody's looking like, I felt like we were absolute cops, dude. Like,
really?
Yeah, it was. I'm used to being like the only white guy in the room, but like
Yo, free the cop face,
this
bro.
time,
They
it
don't
wasn't
deserve
because of
it.
that. Like this time, like there was something weird in there,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
you
Like,
wasn't
yeah.
Man, look.
He wasn't ready.
Yeah,
he wasn't ready.
You could have been in there just not looking like that.
Right.
Yeah, you could have done. You could have tried something.
Put on the hat.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know about it, man.
What's going on here?
You say your name's what again? Here, hit this weed real quick.
You ain't even got
Make sure that you good.
You should have went in there with some type of blunt.
Like, you should have got a
outfit.
Dominican
Yeah.
haircut. You know what I'm saying? Get right. Put some Jordans on, and I would have believed you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, yo, that's Uncle Tito. You know what I'm saying? From Lawrence, dog. You just moved down. You don't speak English, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wildin', dog.
I do shows all over. You know what I'm saying? I just started going out to New York and doing a lot of things out there. As far as the tour goes, I don't. Me personally, I don't like the idea of having a tour right now. Like that doesn't really make sense.
So what's
to
your
me.
next step?
My next step is to continue to put out quality music and build my fan base, build my core base. You know, bigger features, better production, and moving around.
Who do you work with artist-wise locally, though? My bad to cut you off.
Who
Huh?
about
Yeah,
work
'cause
with locally?
Yeah.
A lot of people, bro. A
You
lot
got
of
on East Side Sheets yet?
Nah, me and
should happen.
Sheesh got a beat in the tuck though.
Yeah.
Me and Sheesh got a beat in the tuck that me and him are gonna get to once he, you know, is finished with his luchador dreams and everything. I know she's trying to get into wrestling
is
and
he trying to
everything. Yeah, I mean, so Sheesh, let me know when you get out the ring so we can get back to work, man. You feel what I'm saying?
He would be amazing at that. I feel like he's a little old to get in there though.
Hey,
gotta start younger than that.
hey man, you only as old as you feel. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, when you get old, you feel it though.
I got nothing for that because I feel that. But not for nothing. I mean, I've done joints with a couple of people. 8-Zip, me and him got a joint in the tuck.
Shout out to A-Zip.
Let me see who else I got. Cam G's, me and Kato. I don't know if you know who Hunt Around Kato is.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
don't,
we
just
had
let
him
me
on
know.
there.
The other day,
You feel
working
what
on
I'm
the
saying?
album
Me
coming
and Kato got a joint together.
Yeah.
Shit, I mean, I'm probably blanking out right now, but I definitely got joints with cats. You feel
When
me?
you collab, do you prefer to like be in the room writing it?
Yeah. Like all of that, send the email, send the beat. I mean, give me
Now
the,
let's
like,
work.
I would much rather not do that, but yeah.
Sometimes you have to because people are remote or whatever. But yeah, if you're in the same area,
Yeah, well,
just get
if
together.
you're on the other side of the country, then it makes sense. But if we in the same state, let's get up,
let's
let's
make
do
it
the work.
happen,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So
No, it's because, dog, like I seen it now all day. On YouTube, somebody will spin a globe, put their finger on it, and be like, I'm going to make a song with somebody from South Africa.
yeah,
And
I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
It'll be like any country, bro, and he'll do it. Like
Yeah.
that dude,
It's creative.
that dude Jake with the Golden Hour song, he just like repeated, you know that song Golden Hour?
That's a dope song, bro.
Yeah, and he got
fucking
what he
dope
does
song.
free feature. Here you go, and he's just reposting them, doing the song with him, and it just makes it like legendary.
Yeah.
It's a good gimmick.
Features are good. You know what I'm saying? Features are strategic business moves. You know what I'm saying? If you utilize them the right way and you market it the right way.
I usually, what I noticed with the cult following we was talking about earlier, though, when you build like that with like, yo, we vibe and we can work together well, it's different. Like when you see people that you like, who you work with that you didn't grow up with or nothing, you're like, yo, I fuck with what you're doing. Let's work together. And it is just like, it's not weird. You know what I'm saying? It feel right when you're making the music together. Like, because sometimes a lot of the time that's just as important, bro. Because you'll be like, you over here trying to record shit and make music and write in your head, and then you're like, damn, I got to worry about
him and all
you know
that.
what I'm saying? All that other shit.
It comes down to knowing the person. I mean, you know, anybody could pay anybody to get on a song. But when you actually vibe with a person, take time to, like, you know their work, you know what they do and shit like that, it makes it a lot easier to get in the studio and make it happen.
I usually question the value of paid features.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely see like the reason to do it from a marketing perspective, but like
He does not like it though.
well, as artistically, I hate it.
I've heard this argument before.
Artistically, I hate it because when people make music together, I want it to be because like they genuinely wanted to make music
Not
together.
for the money value of it.
That's very idealistic. So that's kind of whatever. But even from a business perspective, like I feel like usually, you know, let's say you pay like $2,000, $5,000 for like a big feature. I question if that's really gonna match what you would get out of paying that much to run a bunch of ads for months and months and months, and run up your streaming that way, you know?
It depends, right? Because it depends on the influence and engagement of the artist that you're purchasing from. Because honestly, if they have like, they can have like less followers than you, bro, but they can have more engagement. They can have like thousands of comments and shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's just because they have a more loyal fan base. People probably just engaging more, you know? But I feel like that influence is way more important than, so marketers have it fucked up right now. The businesses, like all these old people, you know what I mean, trying to like, after COVID, they're like, oh shit, I need influencers to market my shit. They're looking at numbers, right? So how many followers they're getting, but what you really want to pay attention to is ROI. You know what I mean? Like investment. How much did they flip? How much can they monetize? Out of all those followers, how many people are actually in tune with what they're doing? You know what I mean? And it's really easy. You know what's funny? Instagram kind of gave this trick away. But if any Instagram account has more than like 10,000 followers and you just swipe right over to their reels and they're getting like only a couple hundred, you know what I mean, views and stuff like that, most of them are inactive accounts. You know what I'm saying? So you can just kind of figure it out yourself, I think.
I think paid features are beneficial if they're worked the right way. If the right guidelines are set, as long as both parties know what the other expects from each other.
Like as far as promoting it.
The business side,
If those lines are blurred, then absolutely. You know, some of that money probably could have been dealt better somewhere else. You know what I mean? But you know, in most cases, unless you're a bigger artist, that is the game that you play to be an artist. You know what I'm saying?
I think the norm should be that if you're paying, like you should be paying to get on their song.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But if you think about what artists, like bigger artists, charge for a feature, i.e. you getting on my song, versus what you gonna charge me to get on your song,
that's
and
what I'm saying,
be a hit.
Exactly, and
price,
also how that would double.
Artist is gonna be tenfold.
That would also hurt the artist too, because then now anybody who's like a nobody can just have a bunch of money and pay for something that a label.
They still got to accept it. I'll allow you to feature on my song.
You know, they would have to. That's like a whole thing.
It's not in a store where anybody can buy
it. For sure.
But no, like because then. Right, like, because I think one of the big things you want out of it is like streaming exposure. You know, so if you can get on a big artist's song, then all their fans see it when it pops up on streaming. Versus the other way around. You might have a huge feature, but like, how's everybody gonna know about it?
Absolutely.
You know,
streaming exposure is, I think that is one of the fundamental values of having it. But it's also, once you put yourself on a song with somebody who's bigger than you. We'll say, you know, a lot bigger than you. Say like a Moneybagg Yo or something like that. whoever listens to them is gonna end up seeing
Listening to you,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And
If you're on their song.
Yeah.
If it's the other way around, I don't know that that's always going to be the case.
Not,
People might just
not
have
always.
no idea.
It's a
That-
gamble, bro. But everything.
that's
is,
not true, because if you type up right now, Lil Durk, you're gonna see a bunch of his songs,
And then
all the
fans
ones
also
scrolling
like.
appears
and
on.
then you're gonna see
Yo,
him on other songs
Yeah.
that people have paid him to be on.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
But you have to actively seek that out versus if you're already like listening to an artist and following an
Yeah.
artist, their shit's gonna come up in front of you, and then it's gonna be like Benny the Butcher featuring C's or whatever.
Yeah,
I
I think
pushed
we can get really intricate with it because now we're talking more about like how DSPs work. But
Yeah.
I think like the marketing aspect of it is, it's kind of like you're going to the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Instead of you farming your own food, you're just paying a little price, a little higher price to get it faster and quicker. You know what I'm saying? In
good analogy.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, in the duration that you would. But I want to talk about the artistic, because I know Dallas was saying the artistic side of it. I would love to believe that we live in an analog age of like the 70s and 80s where everybody's still plugging stuff in and jamming out like buddies. But now music is like an asset, and songs are like stocks. You know what I mean? And you kind of have to look at it like that, and you have to also look at it like how other people look at it too, to make sure you can monetize off of it. So there's two ways. I really do commend you for bringing up the artistic side though, because there's times where like, you know, a Tory Lanez and a Chris Brown, they will never even collaborate or something like that. Maybe they have collaborated, I don't know, but you know, when they connect and the song's good and they actually are friends or whatever, now they can monetize even double the amount. You know what I'm saying? It's not even a feature at that point. It's like yeah.
And like, I guess that's kind of what I worry about too, because like from a fan's perspective, that's why fans get excited when people do songs together, is because they think it's real.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, the more that like people are buying features and the more that fans find out about that, it's gonna like water down and ruin the whole thing.
But that's why it works when you do that part with your friends, bro, and you make dope shit
With your friends.
But like, are people who you become that close with, like
On some
you'll see
Odd
it all the
Future
time.
shit.
Yeah.
Like Mozzie does it. He does like featured projects with people that he fucks with. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that shit's
all
awesome.
of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I don't know, but there's no way to stop it, and people should be paid for their time. you know?
For sure.
So
There
like,
will, dude. There is going to be a tool. Like 3-4 years ago, Sunny Digital. Shout out to Sunny Digital, man. Oh my God.
Shout out to Sunny Digital.
He's like creating this. Like, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but he's trying to form this producer union. So that so we're trust me, dude. I have a good feeling that in the next
That is true.
in the next 5-10 years, like music is going to be on a whole nother, like on movie level. Like, you know how movies are, there's award shows and stuff. Like, we're gonna be bigger. It's gonna be way bigger than that.
The numbers show it, bro.
Yeah, because music is gonna be the audio, the visual, and the transcription. Because AI now, you know what I'm saying? Now you can modulate everything.
You want to know, like, the biggest time I noticed that, and it's something mad simple and stupid, is like, if you watch like them shows like Hell's Kitchen and fucking I'm baking this cake and I'm cooking and all that, if you took away the music, what you watching, bro?
Yeah.
People,
That's funny as hell. Yeah.
let me go smoke a cigarette, boom, boom, boom. But then instead they
you
chop
put
it
the
up,
wrong music?
put some music on it. You're like, word it, we fixed it up, guys.
Yeah.
That's the like the cherry on top.
Absolutely.
On top type shit.
AI is definitely gonna change that too, because I think sync is, you know, sync market is gonna like mostly die.
Yeah.
You know.
Why do you think? So sync marketing is like.
So
you mean,
sync
like playlisting for like movies and shows and stuff like
when
that.
you get your music and TV and
Got
shit
you,
like
got
that. Movies, because with generative AI, like once it becomes like in a year or two, when like you can just type in a prompt and be like, make me a dope trap beat, and it really does it.
Yeah.
Like all these places that just need like minor music, that don't need like something that's really thought out and well crafted, like for the big ending credits or whatever.
Yeah.
They're not gonna be paying people for that anymore.
Yeah, but they're going to
They'll
be
pay you for
treated.
your name,
they're
too.
going to be treated like that though. Those businesses that aren't going to work with the authenticity, they're going to be treated like. I mean,
People won't know.
I mean,
dude.
it's
background
harshly
music.
to say,
It's
but
background music. Nobody's gonna even
No,
know.
but it could be empty, bro. Like, how much do you give a fuck about your toothpaste, nigga? You're like, psh, it's Crest. You don't
I
really
actually
care about it,
care
but it's
very
like,
much about my teeth.
of course. But
Cease,
like,
what do you think about that?
But if you
Don't
get,
play about his toothpaste.
Are you a Crest or a Colgate guy, Cease?
yeah, it's a serious question.
Definitely Crest.
Crest,
Definitely
my man.
Crest.
Damn, that's crazy. I don't use either. I use a charcoal. Charcoal.
I heard that was
God
bad
damn,
for your
bro.
enamel. I didn't read the article. I just read
You
the
was a
headline.
Yeah, you
rock.
should probably read the article
Yeah, I
before
never
like
read the article. I
giving
just read headlines
misinformation
and
like
I
that.
repeat them, dude.
He said I just skimmed through
On my
whatever.
podcast.
Yeah.
No, but like when you get the people to sell into you, though, that's when we was talking about too. Like they're gonna go buy your merch after the show.
Yeah.
Like when you go to them big concerts. When I saw Pusha T live, it was like boom. Everybody turned around, bought his hoodies,
Yeah.
bought everything physical. I'm like, yo, he made more money off that table.
Yeah.
There's more
Gotta
money.
do
They'll tell you that there's more money in your merch and your shows than there is in streaming because it's true.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna make every. That's why when you go to these rappers shows, their hoodies are fucking $120.
You know that
what I'm
Taylor
saying?
Swift's tour has pulled in $1 billion? Her
I believe
Merch.
current tour? No,
Yeah,
just total.
yeah, I could believe it.
$1 billion, dude.
Yeah, but you got to think of it like she's not getting $1 billion.
that gotta.
No,
Be,
she's
Yeah,
not
she's
that.
probably not even getting like.
I wonder how much she's making though.
but that gotta be
making a
like
lot.
some type.
She
of
gave all her
milestone.
truck drivers a $100,000 bonus.
Shout out to her. She a whole ass company.
I'm not a lawyer, but you know, I don't know. Maybe that is true. Maybe she making 10
She's
mil,
a
I don't
whole
know.
ass company. She's like, hey, you need a bonus? Boom, I
Yeah.
got that. Cause you got the name.
Shit,
true.
100,000.
Wouldn't that be
Drive
nice,
her
dude?
truck.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's big money.
Hey,
dude.
listen, I
Truck
could
driver.
drive a truck, Taylor Swift. Holla at me. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Facts of
That's the
shit.
bonus, dog.
Drive her truck.
Oh, come on, bro.
Stupid.
all I need is the bonus, nigga.
That's not a bad
All I
one.
need is the bonus.
Wasted.
Be like, do I gotta show
do with
up?
We need a
100,000?
How
corny
much do I
button.
gotta show up to get the bonus? A word?
Yeah.
Nigga.
So what's next for you, bro? I know we got the new song me and you made.
Yep.
That's gotta drop at some point.
That's gonna be out real soon. I told you, you can take care of that.
Yeah, we might do that on the
That's all-
compilation,
that's all you.
the next compilation. But
That's all you. And then after that, bro, like right now, I'm gearing up to drop another one. Feel me? Product of the Pain 2. Will
Whole
be
project?
On the,
Yeah.
The whole project gonna be on the way. That right now is what my focus is. That and better networking. So
how many songs you trying to put on that one?
I ain't gonna. I'm not gonna hold myself to
But I mean, like,
never. But it's
what do you
definitely
like?
it's gonna
Around
be
a dozen?
longer than
Yeah.
the first Product of the Pain had 8 on it.
Okay.
So this next one is gonna
Double
be
digits
more
this time.
full length. Full length for
How
sure.
do you treat a project, right? Because that's another thing where I debate, kind of like, should if you're really at a point in your career where you're trying to like build a fan base, should you be doing any projects or should you just be doing singles?
I started doing singles
Yeah.
because I felt exactly that way. I'm like, I don't really think I'm where I need to be to be dropping a full project and
Yeah.
this, that, and the third module. I've been rapping for a minute. People know I rap, whatever, so I could if I wanted to, but I still don't feel like it's the time. So I started dropping singles till it got to a point where it was like everything that I was writing outside of those singles had like this general sound, this general feel.
Put those all in a little-
It felt like Product of the Pain. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I named it that. And when you listen to it, it kind of, each song gives you a piece of that. You know what I'm saying? Same way with By All Means Necessary. Like around that time, what I was making just sounded like I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna get to what I gotta get to regardless. Like, and you felt that and heard it in the music. So that's why I really started making projects, is because I realized that I was writing to like a specific feeling or a specific moment in
Okay.
time where, you know what I mean?
So so you like to not just collect a bunch of songs, but have like a theme to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say I don't collect songs, because I definitely do. I got a bunch of shit in the cut that
Everybody
I
has
could probably.
mad shit.
Yo, I got a question. How you and Humbeats link up?
How did me and Hum link up? Actually, yeah, that was so. Hum had a Hum style challenge that he was doing over. Like he put it out on the social media. Told everybody to put a 16 to it. There were prizes and everything like that. And I did mine, and I ended up winning it. And
Was that in the air or something like
yep,
that?
in the air. Yep.
That's the
yeah,
one that
Chaunced
Chaunced did.
it
And
too,
you were
yeah,
you were
yeah.
in Chaunced's
I was
video
in that
for
video,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
recorded this off
in the air
that
challenge.
contest. Yeah.
Yep.
You won that shit.
Yep,
Okay.
I won that shit. So that was the introduction to. No, actually, I'm fucking lying. The first time I met Hum was to the Bag. The very first song that I put out with myself, like actually pushed. Did a video for it. It was my first video, and Hum actually took my vocals that I recorded in my bedroom and built a beat around it.
Oh, cool.
And the beat fitted perfectly. And I ended up, linking up with him that's how we met. The hum style was the hum freestyle, the in the air freestyle and shit was how me and him actually like locked in. After that, I need a beat. All right, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's after that challenge, that's where that relationship came from.
So
Sure.
speaking of that type of relationship, right? Like I feel like we talked about this a little bit last week, but I think that like we need to try to develop standards for like, how do we split? Like we know people know how to split like publishing royalties, songwriting royalties. That's kind of been established. Yeah. But I don't think there's like a real like norm for is streaming royalties, because I think now like there's a lot of like people have these partnerships with each other, producers and rappers especially, where it's like, I'm not gonna make you pay for the beats. Let's just work.
They split the royalties,
and it's like, and most people are on a level and split it 50-50. But some people like don't really see it that way, or like don't expect that to be the case.
Yeah. With me, I always think about it like if you're doing the right business, like not for nothing, if you're an artist and you don't have BMI or ASCAP, then what are you doing right now? You know what I'm saying?
Songtrust.com.
Songtrust, you know what I'm saying? Sound Exchange, things like that. But I've always, especially in that situation, it's like, all right, well, you're not going to make me pay for it. You got to get something back. You know what I'm saying? And I can't promise you a hit record, but I can promise you a cut or whatever this makes, if it makes anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've always, the producer deserves just as much of a split as, the artist. No artist has 100% of every song unless, you buy the beat exclusively. I'm taking this out of your hands, and you understand that, I own 100%.
Because real talk, think about grinding. Like, why do we know grinding?
Yeah, the beat.
Right.
Yep.
Where it gets a little funky though is the engineers, because sometimes people got the homeboy engineer too, and he's down to just let people come over and record, and not charge everybody for it. What cut should he get? Does that come out of the producer's cut or the artist's cut?
As an engineer, I've actually engineered for a movie before, and like we should charge a flat rate. Because here's the thing.
Typically, engineers are just paid.
Yeah, we're just paid. Yeah,
but
flat.
I'm talking about the scenario
on the
where
back end.
So
everybody's homies and the engineer's not charging their friends. What is his cut? What's the standard cut?
Well, the thing is, a lot of those guys also do vocal production too. Because like I know a guy who is that guy. You go to in the bricks. He's like, yep, 3rd floor. Walk up.
I think there's a way to do that. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Somebody's probably put their engineer in like writer's credits or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe even give somebody a percentage of the song that had nothing to do with the song, and that's why.
Yeah, the way I've always treated it is I don't think that the engineer should get any publishing, because that's songwriting. They're not writing any of the music.
Right.
Sometimes they might throw a line in, and I guess that's a little different.
Or whatever.
No, they might be like, try this bar and suggest some lyrics or something like that, but the streaming royalties, I think they need to be cut in. If they're not being paid otherwise.
Right. I think that's a good idea.
And then so it's like, is that part of the producer's half? Because like, or does it just come out and then now it's a 3-way pie?
I think it would be a part of the producer's cut just as well as it would be a part of the artist's cut if the engineer has to mix the producer's beat. So if you send my engineer a track out, you know what I'm saying? And there's something in that beat that got to be leveled a little bit, and it's going to, whether it changes the sound to how, let's say your 808s got too much in them and they bleeding.
I do that a lot.
You know what I'm saying? And to make it sound where it needs to sound, maybe it comes down.
But like, you might be making the engineer's job. I don't think that should matter if they're fucking with track outs or not, because either way you got to make the vocal.
You still have to master it too, and you have to include the instrumental in there too. So,
but I have seen it where like, shout out Quality, like he will remix the song and do like he'll be a whole different set of bars
Yeah,
different
this
to
is
everything. He'll remix the whole beat.
it's a funny conversation because we can get like really deep into it. It just go as far as like, oh, the sampler needs a cut, the sound designer needs a cut, the
Yeah,
guy
alright.
who created the hi-hat needs a cut,
alright,
you know,
bro,
like
I get it.
I think, look, this is how I see it. I think if you play your position perfectly, you're gonna get your credit. You know what I mean? If you're good at playing your position, if you're a good artist, you're gonna be having the most cut in the artist section. You know what I mean? If you made the beat, you know what I mean, you're gonna have the producer credit. I don't think if you're an engineer, you're not. Like, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. I actually engineer to like pay bills and stuff. So I don't really care about if the artist is gonna, cause in my head, if I'm getting a cut of something, I have to push it. In my opinion, cause it's like my baby. You know what I'm saying? So I feel almost, maybe this is a psychological thing for me, but I feel almost like a relief that I'm not getting.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Because you can't, you know, sometimes you have artists in here that they don't really care about their art. You know what I'm saying? They're just there for therapeutic reasons. And then there's artists that really care about that shit. You know what I mean? So I think it's hard to differentiate the
No,
two.
I mean, I think that's where it gets murky is when the engineer is getting cut in and not being just paid. Like, and I think that's probably where the standard needs to be. Even if it's your boy, you know, you got to pay him.
Yeah, like when you said that, I was
working hard for you.
surprised when you said that because I've never been in that position where like my homie's like, oh, bro, can you just press record? And I'm like, I mean, in my opinion, my homies, they know what I do. They know I do this, so I get it if you're like you just got a studio and your friends are cool and shit. But like to me, you're asking me to give you time and energy for free.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually,
the reason that it happens to me a decent amount, and it's normally because I made the beat, and the rapper, I got all the shit.
Yeah, 1000%. Yeah,
they want to record. And it's like almost like in those scenarios, they kind of forget that like now they're not paying an engineer anymore.
Right.
But I'm actually doing that job and giving them my time and all the things that an engineer's doing.
At that point, dude,
Wait,
just
y'all
write a
recorded song together yesterday, right? What is it called?
And by the way, podcast guests get free time. So I'm not talking about you.
Nah, it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing.
Hell yeah.
He's like, by the way, I got a bill for you.
If bro would have asked for it, nigga, it would have been nothing because me personally, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I know a lot of people that don't. And I think that's really the bigger conversation that needs to be had is that engineers really are the footprint of what the song ends up sounding like. You know what I'm saying? So even if it's not like, let's say we can't get a fucking engineer their credits on a song. They should still be getting the utmost praise. You feel what I'm saying? Because I know I have songs where it's like, bro, I do not sound like that. You feel what I mean?
I want a disclaimer. Like, I apologize for this.
Which not for nothing, man. Shout out to my dog Showtime, nigga. Like, if it wasn't for that nigga and what he do behind them boards, there's a lot of shit that would have sounded like how it sounds. So not for nothing, man. Pay your engineer.
1000%.
Respect your engineer.
Super under.
You know what I'm saying? Work with your engineer. And respect their time, man, for real.
It's a super underrated job, bro. Like, it's really hard to do. You know what I'm saying? So, but an analogy I wanted to add on to that was, like, a lot of people will say, oh, you're just, like, I hear this a lot with DJs, bro. DJs is like, oh, I'm just, you're just pressing a button, I could do it. You have to think of it like, this person is drawing a picture, you know what I mean, with details and this and that and stuff. You can still be like, I can draw that picture, you know what I mean, but it won't be
responsible for the entire room having a good time.
That's true, exactly. It's a feel thing. It's a feel thing.
Even
Absolutely.
if they are just push and play.
Absolutely.
It's all on them.
That's
So
very
they deserve
true.
some money for that.
That's very true. Even though there's more, details in being an audio engineer and stuff, there's differentiations, but still, it's kind of like the same
both very
analogy.
But you could tell when it's a bad DJ, though, a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Like, if you know some music, you'd be like, yo, he's not doing it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It's cool.
You can tell. I think you can tell the difference
can,
between a bad audio engineer too, though.
Oh, you can definitely.
Because there's the Berkeley kids. Yeah, I hate the Berkeley kids, man. You guys piss me off.
Bro, we right down the street.
You guys are so annoying. I don't hate you. I love everybody.
Why?
You know what I'm
Is there
saying?
a
But
Berkeley
it's
sound
just.
to the mixes or something like that?
Oh my god, I feel like I don't want to name any recording studios, but I just been in some studios where they just only talk about their accolades, man, and they're just, I worked with this, and look it on the wall, and it's so cool, and then I'm like, okay, but do you know how to like dynamic sidechain compress? What? I don't even know what that is. I'm like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I've been to a lot of studios, but I think the most of them is like the humble ones, like my favorite engineers. Obviously, like John Scott's one of my favorite engineers in this area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a couple other fews. I don't want to like start name dropping, but
Like Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas is really cool. Yeah,
J
of course.
Rose.
I watch, J Rose.
Juice Money, shout out
Everybody
Juice
at
Money.
Phoenix Downs dope.
I watched Dallas
Sound Lab.
record and mix the joint that y'all heard at the beginning of this shit in like, what was it, like 10 minutes? Some shit like that.
And he's like, yo, now you need to do a video, bro.
Like, cause I got the recording done quick.
Yeah, right?
I got the recording done quick. He didn't turn around. He ain't want to talk. None of that. We talked after everything was done. I'm like,
I had a lot to do yesterday, but so I was trying to get that done.
Yeah, I walked in, this nigga eating chicken and all of that. I'm like,
I love sessions like that. But see, that's what I'm talking about. When you go to the professional sessions, bro, they're so like, I don't know. To me, music is like a gathering. It's like it's like a campfire thing. You know what I mean? It's like, so when I'm in there and I can't unleash, I can't be comfortable, I can't be vulnerable. It's like, oh, you got to pick up this, or you can't eat in here, you can't, you know. It discourages me for sure as an artist. So I hear you when it's like you know you walk in there, it's like it's just a vibe. And sometimes a vibe consists of just locking in and not talking to each other. You know what I mean? That's a vibe too. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, I try to keep it like that in my spot. The only problem, we can't smoke anymore. Like, we used to smoke like crazy in there.
Yeah, that could be a good and a bad thing, though.
No, we didn't.
It's kind of good.
Yeah, it's good.
It's kind of good, I think. You know, especially with the smell.
Yeah,
my
house
place
don't
was
smell like
always
smoke.
stanky.
Neighbors don't complain.
And as we said earlier, bienvenido, New Dia.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to New Dia,
shout out.
Cannabis Company.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out David Ortiz. Just
Some of
cause.
that Gary P, you feel what I'm saying?
That
Saw
ass.
some Run the Jewels.
So shout out Cookie, shout out Burner, all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and what do we got here? We got the syrup tincture.
Yeah. Infused syrup. That's what that is. That shit was fire.
That shit's hitting. It's either that or the cap you gave me alone.
Yeah.
got-
Okay. Yeah.
Bro, they even
Yeah, it's
got
gonna be
water,
something.
bro. They even got water, bro.
Yeah, the water's free, too.
Come get you some water, man.
Yeah. I'm saying, oh, this is empty.
Make sure you mention the podcast if you do come here, so that, you know, they know who sent you. They keep letting us do this shit. Anything else you want to let the people know, C's?
And just, you know, keep
that
a
shit.
lookout. Make sure that you following me. I got a lot of dope shit coming. If you haven't already, go check out the video that I just dropped with Simba. Hard Headed is out right now. Product of the Pain is out right now. By All Means Necessary is all. Man, all that shit out right now, man. Make sure y'all go run that shit up.
Fuck
You
that
feel me?
shit.
Follow this man. Watch this man. You're one of the best rappers in the area, dude.
I appreciate that.
And,
appreciate
definitely one of the hardest working. I see you all the time.
What
Other
the
people's
fuck?
shit, all that. So,
Shit, cuz
oh,
move.
damn.
Oh, it's leaking. Yo, get that. Wow, that's crazy. It's really a leak in the podcast.
Yeah, you're in the wrong spot, bro.
Yeah, we're gonna need another new location.
At least you didn't hit the microphone.
Yeah, I know.
That was close. But nah, this was long overdue, bro. I'm glad to finally have you on the show.
Absolutely, man.
I'm glad to finally make some music with you.
Hell yeah.
You know, more importantly, that was a lot of
Ready to
fun.
get some more done. I
We
ain't
got to
gonna
do
lie to
some
you.
more of that. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Come down. Watch us do this every Wednesday night. Jim, go to
Right outside Fenway Park.
go to fucking the post show scene. Take us out.
Hey, nigga. Hey, yo, Rose, what up? Hey, nigga. Hey, yo, Rose, what up, nigga? Got one. Hey, GMP, nigga.
Look, bitch, I don't know who at the top, cause all I know is I got next. I played the corner on the steps, fought through the wall just like a vet. Dead niggas play about my name. One call, we on you niggas next. Fuck all the talk, it's not a flex. Watch how you poking out your chest. Bitch, all I want is my respect. Ain't come to play, this not a game, it ain't no reps. These niggas pawns, one move you're gone, get clocked, we aiming at your chest. All for the check across the board. My city king, me one the best. That's off respect. I took my hand and dealt my way down to the deck. That's on the set. These niggas pissed, I made a lane up out of the trench. Still with the best, and rookies still ain't make they way up off of the bench. Dealt with the pressure, I deserve the Hall of Fame and nothing less. Don't wanna kick it, I've been on the ball, y'all playing on the net. Keep it a stack, you not the player that you claim you is. In the field so long, been through enough to know the game we in. Call a spade, won't take a L because we came to win. Real gon' recognize real, and you looking like a fire in my veins from all the hate, so now I'm mad now. Money over beef, my definition of a cash cow. Paper over plastic, that's what got me in my bag now. Said paper over plastic, that's what got me in my. Bitch, I don't know who at the top, cause all I know is I got next. I played the corner on the steps, fuck through the wall just like a vet. Dead niggas play about my name. One call, we on you niggas next. Fuck all the talk, this not a flex. Watch how you poking out your chest, bitch. All I want is my respect.